Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. U.S. House passes crypto bill despite warnings from the SEC. The United States House of Representatives succeeded in passing a bill that tries to establish a new legal framework for digital currencies. This was accomplished despite an unusual warning from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission that it could generate new financial threats. The Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, which was proposed by Republicans, was approved, which was a bipartisan vote. It is not certain whether the proposal will be taken into consideration by the Senate. Those in the United States Congress who are in favor of the legislation argue that it will help to facilitate the growth of the company and provide clarity regarding the regulatory environment. During the same time that the House of Representatives gave its permission, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission made a statement indicating that it is likely to approve applications for spot Ether exchange-traded funds. This was a stunning boost to the market. However, according to a statement released by Gary Gensler, chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the bill would create new regulatory gaps and undermine decades of precedent regarding the oversight of investment contracts, putting investors and capital markets at an immeasurable risk. The law was supported by individuals and organizations that advocate for cryptocurrencies and trade associations, both of whom have long regarded Gensler SEC as an obstacle to the widespread usage of digital assets. Gensler, who has cited well-known convictions, fraud cases, bankruptcies, and failures, believes that cryptocurrencies ought to be managed by the same standards as regular assets. Gensler has pointed to these examples. In a statement released on Wednesday, he stated that the proposal would result in investment contracts that are maintained on a blockchain no longer being deemed securities. This would deprive investors of the protection that is afforded to them by securities regulations. The measure was opposed by Gensler for several reasons, one of which was that it gave crypto investment contract issuers the ability to claim that their products are digital commodities that are free from SEC regulation, and it gave the agency only 60 days to fight this declaration. With the start of the 119th session of the U.S. Congress, the digital asset sector is hoping that stablecoins and cryptocurrency marketplaces will soon have clear and advantageous regulatory barriers. President-elect Donald Trump promised during his campaign to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. According to the nonprofit industry group Stand with Crypto, 16 pro-crypto senators and 250 pro-crypto members of Congress were elected in the 2024 elections. Crypto advocates are expected to lead the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Department of Commerce, and other agencies, setting the stage for a sea of regulatory change. However, there is still a crucial gap. Actual legislation must be created, sponsored, and referred to the appropriate House or Senate committee. The possible creation of a national reserve for Bitcoin, the question of which parts of the industry fall under the purview of the SEC or the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the issue of stablecoins and their issuance are the three main areas to watch after the new administration takes office. The two laws that were the focus of the previous administration's policy, one on stablecoins and the other on the organization of the digital asset market, were unsuccessful in passing their second chamber evaluations. Proposed crypto-friendly federal initiatives by the 47th administration, Congress, regulatory bodies, and industry stakeholders will need to work together to handle crypto-related concerns, even though the recently elected legislature may be pro-crypto. The task is intimidating for regulators and lawmakers. Is it possible for Washington to create a unified regulatory framework that encourages development without limiting innovation? Will consumer protection and enabling crypto companies to innovate be balanced? Action is required in response to these questions, not just theoretical responses. The regulatory environment surrounding cryptocurrencies is just as disjointed as the blockchain. Bitcoin and Ethereum are classified as either securities under the SEC or commodities under the CFTC, depending on who you ask. Smaller tokens are subject to even more ambiguous categories, trapping cryptocurrency companies in a legal quagmire. The stakes are existential for entrepreneurs. While commodities are less complicated, tokens classified as securities are subject to stringent registration and reporting requirements. This uncertainty may frequently spur innovation elsewhere. Even if the SEC and CFTC must clearly define their authority over the cryptocurrency markets, stablecoin legislation may be the first to be implemented given the rise of stablecoins. In addition to Europe becoming the first major nation to implement a crypto licensing framework, Markets in Crypto Assets, MICA, which also specifically addressed stablecoins, Republicans and Democrats on the House Financial Services Committee came close to reaching a compromise last year. One of the main points of debate, according to Marta Belcher, president of the Filecoin Foundation, is whether stablecoins must be backed one-on-one by US dollars. She stated that this requirement would go above and beyond what is required of other businesses. Additionally, court documents reveal that the regulator's crypto freeze was more of a warning than a ban. Is a national reserve for Bitcoin a dream or a need? The creation of a national reserve for Bitcoin is arguably the most ambitious idea being put out. Trump's aides claim that the plan will preserve all currently owned Bitcoins by the government and add to them to strengthen the country's digital assets. This would increase global trust in the United States' dominance of the cryptocurrency sector and position it as one of the largest sovereign investors in Bitcoin. Even if the idea took off, it would require exceptional cooperation from Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and Congress to put into action. Even while it's unlikely, anything is possible in a world where central banks are experimenting with digital currencies. However, the incoming administration is probably more likely to be against passing new legislation and in favor of making it clearer where the cryptocurrency industry can operate. Ultimately, lawmakers tend to proceed far more slowly than innovators. However, the challenge stems from the fact that cryptography does not easily fit into the existing systems. Trump's approach may attract foreign investment and expertise to the US, but if enough regulation is not put in place, the same policies that promise growth might also put the market at risk. However, legislator Guy Reschenthaler, a Republican from Pennsylvania, recently acknowledged several cryptocurrency purchases. Ripple XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin are among the cryptocurrencies that the United States legislator, who is 41 years old, currently possesses. Every one of these acquisitions was within the price range of $1,000 to $15,000. In addition, Mike Collins, a Republican from Georgia, stated earlier this year that he had purchased Ski Mask Dog. In addition, U.S. Congressmen Barry Moore and Jeffrey Jackson are among those who have previously revealed major transactions involving cryptocurrencies. According to a story that was published in the Wall Street Journal in 2021, there were a total of 11 members of Congress who owned cryptocurrencies. 9 of them were representatives in the House of Representatives. In the meantime, the United States Senate will establish a committee that will be solely devoted to the consideration of digital assets.